This?
You can go. Yeah, you're good.
Do I,
Thank you.
once we're done with the PowerPoint, do we need to email it to you?
Just turn everything in D2L. So if we're assessed, if it's your PowerPoint, you just
Just put
upload
it
it
in,
to
okay.
D2L. And then if we're ever assessed, they can see that you guys actually do all your assignments.
Okay.
That's why it's cool. It's all in one central location. If they like audit us to stay accredited, that's how we show you guys do your work.
Okay. Oh, I love your thing.
Yeah,
I know, I kept mine kind of simple because I feel like it's self-care.
I like it.
it.
Is anybody there?
Probably.
Okay. Can you guys come a little bit closer? Like it's only us.
No
but-
problem.
Yes.
Did the other two ladies come last week?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Did they? No, they went Monday.
Monday.
And one is continuing Monday, one Friday.
I thought she was gonna come today,
But then she said Friday. So whatever.
but okay. Hi everybody. My name is Deshay and my topic is loving all parts of yourself. Before we begin, this is a safe space. So anything said inside this circle cannot be repeated. And I honestly want you guys to be very honest with not just yourself, but with the people inside of this room. Okay. To begin, I want to read this poem by Nikita Gill, and it says, "You are not small, you are not unworthy, you are not insignificant. The universe wove you from a constellation, just so atom, every fiber in you come from a different star. Together you are bound by stardust, all together, spectacularly created by the energy of the universe itself. And that, my darling, is the poetry of physics, the poetry of you." Okay, so the goals for this group is to learn self-acceptance, to learn how to properly love yourself, and to create a safe environment to express your deep or secretive feelings. We all have different parts of ourselves. Some parts we share with everybody and some we keep to ourselves. Today we are going to look at different aspects of ourselves and express compassion and forgiveness for the parts of ourselves that are hard to accept. So, how's everybody feeling? How has your week been so far?
It's good. I'm tired, but it's good.
The rain's killing me.
The rain
It's
is
been up and down.
up and down, up and down. Do you want to say why?
My son experienced his first funeral yesterday with burying his uncle. So
Anybody else want to talk more about their day, their week?
I just feel like my day is kind of like all over the place right now
Mm,
because I'm in school all day and I do a job study here and then I go to work at night. So I'm trying to alternate through the day and my kids and homework is a little rough this week.
I felt that.
The rain kind of messed me up. I feel like I may be noticing like congestion from allergies and all that stuff.
Mm. Thank you guys for sharing. Okay. How many of you show some parts of yourself to some of your friends or family members and not to others? So, okay.
For sure.
Why?
because for me, I keep my friends and everybody else separate.
Mm,
So what I may do with my friends, I don't do with everybody else. And what I do with everybody else, depending on what role you play in my life, depends on what version of me you get.
mm,
I'd have to say the same. Like parent me's not the same as friend me or friend me's not the same as girlfriend me. Like, so it just depends on who it is.
I'm so we found out we're having a girl.
that's good.
And
She wanted a
so
girl.
Mhm.
right, yeah. Well, it makes it easy for her, especially my wife. She wanted 2 boys and 2 girls, so we don't have to keep on trying. They have like 18 kids and shit, and I'm 46 years old. So, that's good. It's just, the financial burden and stress and all that. You're like, how am I going to do all that? So
Mm,
you don't want to share too much to relatives because then they'll also like bother you.
Yeah.
that's true. Okay, now to look deep into the question. Why? like, what's the real why? Like, for example, I personally don't tell my family members certain stuff or certain family members certain stuff because I know that they don't have good intentions. So if you were to look deeper into your why and relating it back to loving yourself and just setting boundaries with yourself, why do you think, even if you look at friendships, why do you think some friends deserve certain information and some friends don't? Because if you still consider them your friends, you know?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm ready.
For me, my friend circle is kind of broad, right? So I have my friends who are like my homies. We can kick it, we can go out, but to have a deep, in-depth conversation, the understanding level is two different levels.
Mm,
I'm a forgiver. You can hurt me, you can do whatever. I may be pissed, but I'm going to forgive you because that's just who I am. My what we call ratchet friends are not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm,
they ready to turn up at any given moment. So I can't tell them a situation I go through with my boyfriend.
mm,
Because if I bring him around, they're gonna treat him differently, whereas I have forgiven him.
Mhm.
And that's the same with my family.
mm,
I don't talk to my family about issues that me and my boyfriend go through because my parents are then gonna look at him differently,
Mhm.
whereas I have forgiven him.
mm.
But my friends who have been married for
Mhm.
30, 40, 50 years
Damn.
because they're older, I talk to them about what me and my boyfriend go through because they have a better understanding. And our emotional connection is different.
Mm. That was good.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
I feel like I piggyback off hers. For me, it's trust and knowing who may repeat your true feelings.
Mhm.
And if you want other people to know, like, because let's be real, your friends have other friends. So, like, are them other friends your friends, or do you want them to know your personal, business? So, like, you kind of got to know, and then, it really is trust. Like, you kind of got to know who you can open up to with your truest feelings if you don't want it out there. So, I just think, depending on who it is, like, I got a sister that gets the good me, and I got a sister that gets the wild me, because me and the wild me sister are on the same wild. And then this sister's like, y'all know better. So it just depends on who you're with.
Thank you for sharing.
Mine would be the same, like if I did say to some folks that like we don't make enough money, and I like my job, they'd be like, well, like switch your job or leave your job or whatever it is. And instead of getting into the details like that. Also, if there are people that repeat things, I would rather speak to someone who keeps my confidence, like confidential person, even a counselor. And other people, yeah, if I complain about something with a spouse, then they will look at them different. Like, so I'm not going to share that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so for my first activity, I don't have any pen and paper, so you guys can use your phones. Seeing that my activity is focusing more on the parts of ourselves that we don't like to talk about to other people, it's for you to create a list of the things that you simply just don't like about yourself. It doesn't have to be a long list. It can be 1, 2, or 3 things. And before you make your list, I want you to think about it because you're going to share it out loud. So you can pick 1 or 2 things that you don't like about yourself, and then I want you to share it and say why.
I don't need my phone, but
Oh, you already got it?
Something I don't like about myself. Give up fast.
Mhm.
And when I give up, I get miserable. So I'm ready. Like, that's how I'm like 20 years old and I never learned how to ride a bike. I failed. After I failed, so I do it. And I learned. That's how swimming was too. Water was in my face.
you sank
my
to the
ear.
bottom?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It was just too much water.
Right.
in my
for
hair,
real.
in my ears, and I'm just like, I won't be learning that either.
Yeah.
But I wish that I wasn't that way, and I tried not to be that way. It's not working.
Follow-up question, why do you think you give up fast?
My mom never was that mom where, if I couldn't get it or if I didn't know how to do it, I had to keep going. Just bounce to something different.
Mhm.
So now in life, if I don't get it in enough time, I bounce to something different.
Follow-up question, do you blame her for that?
I didn't until I just said it.
Never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody else?
I can go, I'm too giving, too loving, and too understanding.
That's a good
Mhm.
And I say too giving because my way of showing love, I give where I think you need. And sometimes that's too much for me because I take on myself to give to you. So depending on what it is. And then too loving, I'm gonna go with too forgiving. I'm kind of like you. I'll forgive in a heartbeat. Like once I know that you really know that you hurt my feelings or so I took something seriously and you say you're sorry, I can forgive you. I may not forget, but I will forgive you and the relationship can go on. But sometimes you need to cut those relationships short and I'm learning that the older I am. And then the too loving, was I that too loving? No, yeah, too loving. I just want to love everybody. And I feel like that came from growing up with a dad who was loved everybody. And then I felt my mom though wasn't loved enough. So I think that now I'm in a place where I just try to give all the love I can, but that's a journey too, especially when you don't get that back from the people that you're trying to love.
That's facts.
So the first thing that I dislike about myself is my weight. I used to be like 120 pounds, and then I had kids, and with each kid, I gained over 100 pounds. So I would get pregnant, lose it, get pregnant, lose it. For my last kid, I gained 137 pounds, and she was 10 pounds and 3 ounces. And she was 3 weeks early, and it has taken me forever. So I recently lost like 98 pounds, but to me, I'm still fat. So that's one thing, like, I body shame myself a lot. Like, I look in the mirror and somebody be like, girl, that outfit is cute. And I'm like, where? I gotta change. I need to, this don't look right. So like, that's one thing I have a bad habit of.
Mhm.
The next thing that I dislike is, I would say, I'm too open and honest. So if I know that you're going through something and I've been through it, I don't care to tell you what I went through. Whereas a lot of people, and that can be good or bad, right? But some things you shouldn't share because people are judgmental.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily care about people judging me. When it comes to like my past, like me and her just had a good conversation inside about my past. A lot of people wouldn't share like what they went through in their past with anybody. But it's something that I do dislike because we know each other from class, you know what I'm saying? But she can be like, oh shit, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want
But I need
to
it.
associate, you know what I'm saying?
Today.
Yeah.
So like that's another thing that I dislike. I think the last thing I would say is I tend to love people in my own love language and not theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Good.
That was really good.
So I can ask, like my significant other, we have these conversations and I know his love language, but because I'm a giver, I feel like me giving him something is loving him. But he tells me all the time, like, you don't have to spend money on me to love me. That's not how you love me. This is how you love me. But I will still go to the store, like, I know he don't like those shoes,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get them, and he'll be like, yeah, they nice, but we just had this conversation. But because I like gifts, I want him to like gifts.
Yeah.
So I have a follow-up question. Because you like gifts, and that's probably your love language, because you like to give or just receive.
Mhm.
So do you feel like not loved when you don't get gifts?
No, I feel not loved when you don't communicate properly.
Oh, can I piggyback off her? Okay, so because I'm a giver too, and I buy gifts, and I'm just that person. I just said that, but I don't feel loved when you buy me a gift, but it doesn't fit my personality.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
Like you
don't know.
True.
didn't even
Yeah.
think about what I like.
Yeah.
Why would you get me that? Like
Yeah.
for instance, I'm easy. You you could have gotten a Starbucks gift card and Chipotle, and I would have been happy. But instead you got me something that you like, and I like it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because my gifts have thought. I'm gonna think about what you like,
Mhm.
even when I get it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Before I go to you. So like when it comes to love and like loving other people without neglecting yourself, like how do you maneuver through, because y'all givers, which means that y'all give a lot of y'all stuff to other people. Like how do you not like neglect yourself with your love? Like do you have a 50-50 balance?
No, I'm
When do
still.
you
I'm
refuse
literally.
yourself?
But with kids, it's even harder.
Oh, I'm literally 33, and I have not mastered that. I'm still working on it. I still feel like
Self-care.
I still feel like I give away for too much of myself.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give me too much of himself. Not in a bad way. He just has limitations and boundaries.
Mhm.
That's where I'm like, I just love you so much with all of me. Like he's like, I don't need all of you. I just need us to balance. Like so, it's like I haven't mastered that, but he's teaching me that because he's a different type of person I've never dated.
Mhm.
Is he teaching you like
Um,
honestly, or are you?
I feel like you're gonna say something good.
Who, me?
I think he's teaching me honestly because he knows I'm adapting. I'm adapting, but he knows that's a struggle for me. Like he knows my previous lifestyle, relationships, and what I went through. So he knows to be patient. So I think that he is loving me honestly, but he also loves me back.
Is he from Springfield?
Yeah, but he's been in Georgia for like the last 14 years.
Oh, wow.
He went to college, then come back, and then
Okay.
Ah.
So for me, okay, say the question again so I can answer it.
Like y'all say y'all givers, so like because you give so much, do you think you have like a balance in giving and like giving to yourself as
No.
well?
So let me tell you, I'm 44.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just now learning self-care. Like I'm just now, like within the last year, learning that I don't have to always be on the go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to always say yes.
Mhm.
But I will give you my last dollar. If you were sitting there and you didn't have your jacket on, you like, I'm freezing. Even if I'm cold, I will give you my sweater. Because that's how I want somebody to do me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do stuff like, well, what I want somebody to do for me, so I do that for them, and that's my mindset.
And then when you don't get it back, then what?
It depends on the person. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
It depends on the person. So like if it's my kids, I know they can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
They
I
can't
know
get back.
yeah, I know they can't give
Yeah.
me anything back.
Yeah.
But for me with my kids, I just tell them like you don't owe me anything but your grades.
Mhm.
Keep your room clean.
Mhm.
Don't talk back. Don't make me have to cuss you out today. Like that is my thing for my kids. My parents, they're older, they're in their 60s. Like I just want y'all to live life. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I can for y'all. Y'all just go live life and have fun because y'all raised us already. My significant other, it depends. If it's a holiday and I give you something you don't have nothing for me, we arguing. Happy Valentine's Day. Like that's your gift is an
You
argument.
knew this
Then you gotta
You
say
know what
like
I'm
this,
saying?
happy fucking Valentine's.
Yeah, because you knew the holiday was coming, just like I knew the holiday was coming, and we had a conversation about this holiday,
Yeah.
right? But
That's awesome.
if I'm just out and about because I have a giving heart, I don't expect anything because you don't even know that I'm giving you nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think like for my significant other, he's in the military. He's been in the military 21 years. He is not used to accepting gifts. So even though I know that's not his love language, this is me teaching him. It's okay. It's okay for me to buy you lunch and drop it off at the base. It's okay for me to cash out you $25 and say lunch on me. It's okay. The issue is sometimes I don't have the $25, but I'll still send it because I want you to know that I care.
Yeah.
And it leaves me in the bind. And I'm like, shoot, I forgot I gotta go to the Kroger's because we ain't got. And I'm like, dang, now what do I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's that kind of stuff that gets me in my mind. Is when I do it,
And
even when I don't have it to do.
I do the same
Yeah.
thing.
You
Do I
disagree
start
with
the first
everybody?
one?
Yeah.
What do I like about myself?
No, what you don't like.
Right. Like, I talk better about self-care than I actually do it. I do give often, and without doing that self-care, I have like overdone it and burned myself out. Like we'll go hard at stuff until it's finished, you know, and then like I think even yesterday, I remember getting home as we had that 4-hour ceremony in the morning that we had to do as faculty. I went right into doing an assignment we had to get certified to teach online, and then right into class, and then right into some conversation on the way home. And it was 8 straight hours of productivity where it was just like, I got home and I was like disoriented and you know, forgot that I had bought the cheese at Kroger. So like an hour later went back out of my car to get it. It's going to go bad if you don't put it in the fridge, stuff like that. And it's like, oh, I don't want it to be like that. You gotta do self-care.
Thank you all for sharing. Thank you, Diana, for sharing. She said that you have to know your friend groups. That was a earlier conversation, but I just seen it. Okay, my second activity. Create a list of things you keep hidden about yourself. Again, 1 to 2. And when I say hidden, I mean like hidden. Like hidden. Like your significant other don't know that this is a thing. Hidden. Everybody got some.
I like to chew on plastic.
Like pica.
Yeah, I like it bad. I can take it. It's like not healthy.
Like,
Probably good
but
for
it
your
has
teeth.
to be like a white, like.
Oh, but I-
My son, he chews on, so his is the water bottle tops.
Yeah.
Well, I used to do that
Like
I seen
But
my
never
kids
do
starting to
it
do that.
around, like,
I got so bad that I was making some type of ice, but I'm severely anemic, so I had like really bad for a reason. But definitely was putting baking soda on it. I don't know, it was bad.
I don't have anything that I keep.
Hidden.
But I'm thinking like.
I'm a collector of things, and I don't hide that very well anymore. As it starts accumulating, like I put back a winter supply of food and stuff like that. Like my current wife knew it before we got married, you know, but probably didn't know that I'd keep on collecting them. So I got to find donation and places like that so it doesn't like stack up before it goes bad. So I try to donate to the food pantry, St. Leo's food pantry, even here, the cops and stuff like that.
I didn't say I got something hidden.
I was just gonna say I can go to make y'all
I
feel
buy
more
too much
comfortable.
I was I
That's
definitely.
the thing.
I have to think for a second too, the one thing. But I say I want to get married, but I don't think I do. And it's because like first of all, my mom and dad was never married, but my dad was married and he was cheating all the time. And then every marriage I've seen has failed. So it's kind of like, is marriage necessary, or can I have this love language of this life without a piece of paper? And I wasn't wearing a piece of paper. But let's be real, like, do I want all my stuff tied to this person that may leave one day? It's not my kid's father, mine or him. So it's like, it's not for them. So it's kind of like,
So you think you might get married here in the next 2 years or so?
I used to want it because
Yeah.
I thought it was traditionally what you're supposed to do.
Uh-huh.
Because my grandparents, I was around my grandparents, they were married all their lives, like, so my grandpa passed. So that's what I seen. But then as I got older and understood the dynamics of relationships and how many failed besides the one couple I had, it's kind of like, do I really want to marry? Do I even want to change my last name? Because if I get married, I still might want to just have my dad's last name. Like, there's just those thoughts and if my husband would be okay with me not having his last name. I don't really think I'm gonna walk around and change my name. Like, so it's like, I tell my boyfriend I want to get married. He thinks I do, but I don't think so. So I probably really don't. And I would be okay if he did it. So that's something I'm making hidden because I probably just figured it out.
Okay, so I have 2 things. First thing is, although I love all of my kids, I love one of my kids way more than the other 2. And it sounds really bad.
No, I don't.
However,
My mom told me that.
I will explain. I would never tell my kids. But all of my kids are 7.5 years apart. So they all provide me with something different. Like my oldest, I had her when I was 22. And I was so ratchet when I found out I was pregnant. I was already 6 months pregnant. So like she changed my lifestyle, right? So I dropped out of school. I didn't have a GED, like none of those things. So the moment I found out I was pregnant, I was like, oh, I gotta stop partying, I gotta stop drinking, I need to get my GED, like I need all of these things before she's done in 3 months. And so I kind of grew up with her. So like now that she's about to be 22, like that's my homie.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't go out and kick it or nothing, but I can be real with her, I can be open with her, I can be honest with her and everything else. My son, he's 14. I lived through him because I used to play sports. I'm too old to play sports now. So I lived through him with sports because he plays sports. And so like, we'll go to the basketball court and we'll play basketball together. I'll play football with him. I'm usually his quarterback, so he can be the running back and catch the ball because that's his lane or whatever. He runs track and I run track. He plays soccer and I play. So I lived through him for that. My 6-year-old, y'all, that's my gangster right there. Like she don't care. She's a Gemini. She don't care. So like I love them all, but my oldest, like I love her more because of the bond that's there. So it's a, you know what I'm saying, it's a difference.
Do you feel like it's more of her understanding of who you are as a mom? Because I feel like that with my oldest is not nowhere near as old as your daughter yet. But I feel like her understanding of what I'm going through, even in our house today, it makes me appreciate her.
Yeah, and I can be real with my daughter because she's a girl. Now, if she was a boy, it would probably be different. But I can be real with her, like, when it comes to relationships and sex and, you know, all of these things. And we're so open and honest. She'll call me like, Mom, guess what? Mom, guess it. Sometimes I'll be like, girl, listen, wait. But that's our relationship.
Yeah.
And so me and my son have that relationship too, but for her, she molded and created me to who I am now at 44 because my thought process is different. I do things different, but I do them different because of her, because I didn't want her to be like how I was growing up.
Diana said her mom is her best friend.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like my daughter's been texting me all day. Her birthday coming up. She been sending me these dresses, and she like, when you gonna tell people about my dinner? Her birthday in April. We just started March.
She's ready now.
But like, yeah, so it's a difference for her. And then the second thing that I keep hearing to myself. So I'm in a relationship, but I don't think it's gonna go nowhere. Because now listen. He the homie. He got a lot of good qualities. He has a lot of things, but the spark I don't have with him, I have with my ex. So like I sent both of them my presentation, like, look at this. Can you give me feedback? It's the response because he's military. I'm not used to military. So it's like short, sweet, dry, to the point.
Yeah.
And so with my ex, it's like, oh, okay, look, like the whole time I'm in the car waiting for class to start, he like, pull your laptop out. Okay, I need you to change this. You need to come in here. I need you to put apostrophe here. Do this, do that. Da 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 da. So it's like a whole dialogue. And so I'm like, do I need to go back? Or do I need to stay where I'm at? Because it's like, and I know it's a sense of being comfortable. Because me and my current relationship hasn't been that long, or me and my last relationship was 2 years. But I know the last relationship doesn't have anything for me. Like it'll never involve marriage. It'll never involve anything that I desire.
Yeah.
And I also know that anything that you have to work for is good for you.
Yes.
So it's like two ends of the spectrum, but I'm a person who like to be comfortable, and I don't want to work that hard for you to want me.
Yeah.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? And to him, I don't think he's working hard. I think he's just being who he is.
Yes.
You've been in the military 21 years. That's who you've become. That's all you know. And he's been overseas for about 15 of those 21 years. He just came back from Turkey. So it's a huge change for the both of us, but I'm comfortable right here.
Yeah.
Like we still talk on the phone daily. Like, what's up? What you doing? Oh, I'm about to go to this bar. When I'm like, I'm on my way. But like, don't nothing bad transpire. But that I'm comfortable.
And that might be why I don't want to get married, because I kind of got the same situation.
I'm
It's kind of like my boyfriend's great. Like, he's a great guy. He's a good guy. And I'm over here like,
So would you? Do you think you would leave? Like,
I would not leave for my ex, no.
yeah, no.
or would you just leave in general to like find something new?
Yeah, if I really felt like it's not going anywhere, yes.
I'm trying to give myself a chance to have something different and see if I'm the one messing it up because I'm used to toxicity. So it's kind of like, if I want change, I gotta allow change. So like, I'm not just gonna leave just yet because we only been dating for like a year. Like,
Yeah.
so it's still really early. Like, but he's way different, like sweet, just way different. So it's just like, am I just used to toxicity and that's my comfortability? So I'm running back to something like that.
Yeah.
That's what gives me my spark because I think that's normal. So I'm trying to adjust because I do have daughters and I don't want them to be comfortable in that situation. So that's why mine is probably hidden because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Thank y'all for sharing. I appreciate
I
it.
don't.
Okay, let's go. You said what?
Good.
I'm over here.
I'm saying because you're young.
You don't like none of it? Well, that's good. No, it's probably not good. But maybe it's just that people really.
Yeah.
Right?
This is so cute.
That's how I got me. I had one night, it was during COVID. It said the world was going in.
That's right.
I did one night version, so I had sex. And then the world didn't end. But then I felt like he had it, so I did it then.
Yes.
Because he had it. Never liked it. Then I don't remember how it happened, but some years later, I was like, okay, try this again. Because I just couldn't understand why everybody likes something.
That you don't
That
want.
hurts so bad.
It definitely still could be the person.
I think it's the person.
It's definitely the person. You got
But
like, do you get a sparky feeling excited in your eyes?
Ever?
So it can be the
it's
person.
really.
It's the person.
And so let me tell you, just from an older person, a lot of people is like sex. It is not the act. It is everything that leads up to the act.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You can't get
if
right to
everything, if everything that leads up to the act is not happening, the
I
act
want to
is
see more about talking to a trio. When they're even on your own.
So, I don't know, like, okay. I was like, I want to do it, right? And then I found this person, right? I was really excited. And then we did like all the acts that led to it. And then I was like, okay, I got head. So I got head. And then from there, we was getting into it. And then as soon as like it started, I was
Okay.
My next question.
you want to think okay?
Yeah. That's what I'm questioning.
But my next question is,
That's okay, you remember.
when I speak of everything leading up to it, I don't mean everything physical.
Oh,
Like,
I mean-
but mentally, like,
You can,
yes, it's so like, yeah.
but that's why I asked you that, because I do kind of know you, and I know that you have friends that are males, and like you easily are friends with males, like you get along with them mentally. So like, do you just look at them as friends, and do you know what you really like? You may not be straight. Maybe that's okay.
And my family is very big on,
A lot of people are.
I was little. I had an LGBTQ bracelet, and my mom found it. But I had the bracelet because I went to Bible church camp,
And they back them up.
and the girl, it was the thing that her mom gave her. Her mom couldn't afford much, and her mom gave it to her. And because she grew this close bond with me while we were in there, she gave me the one thing that her mom gave her. But from my mom, she didn't
Understand
understand that. She understood you must be gay.
Mhm.
So what she did was, we went to this church concert. It was in Georgia. Not going to Georgia. With this church concert, she found it was in a purse or something. And I was younger. And what happened was when we got back home, she didn't trust me about the bracelet. I told her what it was. And then she said, she prayed over me. She was 34. She's gonna make me go out of the church.
I'm feeling like I'm trying to play.
Yeah.
No, seriously, no, I'm not responding.
I feel like I'm gay.
Mm.
But I don't think I'm gay. Like,
And you might not be. You might
Right.
not be. It's just like,
Yeah.
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 Or it could turn you off from any type of sexual
Yeah.
activity. Because that's a trauma response.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Do
Seriously.
you? I don't know how to word that without sounding like how I know it won't sound. I'll ask you later. I was gonna say, like, do you touch yourself or?
no.
It's important to do.
I really
Imagine.
think that you were traumatized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From anything to do with that, because you don't even want to think about if you like something different.
Mm-hmm.
So you just turned yourself off from it, period.
That's
I
not.
don't
No,
know,
just go to therapy.
and we have sex. And we have sex. Just.
Maybe you need to go talk to somebody.
Yeah, it's just therapy. You just have a trauma
Yeah.
response. Because what you experience young is,
It
Hard.
stays with you.
It does.
Mm.
yeah.
It does.
So don't beat yourself up. We'll talk more later.
Thank y'all for sharing. You have anything? Did you already go?
I did.
Yeah, you know.
I did.
I have a follow-up question.
Go ahead.
How did that make you feel?
Oh, I'm cool. I'm cool with being open and honest and transparent.
Mm. Yep.
I'm good.
I gotta do some inner reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's what this is for, actually.
Yeah.
And my PowerPoint ties into hers, honestly. So
Okay.
So thank y'all for being honest. I appreciate it.
You did good.
Yes. Yeah. 'Cause- go ahead.
It's more of like discussion-based questions, but do you think there are limits to self-love? No, because like I know like sometimes when the topic is brought up, you can go.
I think no and yes, but yes because you love yourself like too much. And you come conceited.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna go with it. Like I feel like people
Mm.
kind of take it to you being egotistical or you fully yourself, like just because you love yourself.
But is that like self-love or is that like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think conceited and self-love is the same.
I don't either. I think most considered people come from a trauma
Mm.
Mm.
from their past.
Yeah.
And so they have to overcompensate so to make them have the self-love that they desire.
Mm. Have you ever had moments of self-hatred?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
For sure.
What caused it?
Wait, what was your thing?
What was my what? My hidden thing?
Yeah.
I thought we forgot about me.
Yeah.
But my thing, a part of myself that I hide is the fact that I'm very sensitive. Like, I cry a lot.
Mm.
But when I interact with people, I like hide it. And because I hide it, I come off extremely like mean and aggressive and like, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
But I act like that because in the moments where I have like been open, it lets me being hurt. And I just prefer to not get hurt again. So I just kind of like keep it in. But I was told that I can be a bitch. So I'm gonna work on it. I just don't want to be hurt again. So because I don't want to be hurt again, I just struggle with letting people see that.
I used to be that way.
But
And I'm a crybaby. But now I'm a crybaby because if I don't cry it out,
It's anger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Fight with somebody.
yeah, it's gonna go left real bad. So I will cry when I get stressed, when I'm mad, when I'm happy. It doesn't matter. I have to cry out the emotion
Mm.
so it doesn't go in opposite direction.
But my other thing, I wouldn't say I don't like that. But my first experience, I absolutely hated it.
Of course, it's your first period.
Like I was very much like, whoa,
Mhm.
I don't think the male species is for me.
Right.
So I relate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Everybody does. My daughter called me with the same thing. And she
Yeah.
called me and I was in the middle of Kroger's.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You're on speakerphone.
Yeah.
What?
It's like, how do I respond?
yeah, I
It-
was like, I'm going to call you back. And I was with a client because I took the client to the grocery store.
We're like, I can't bill for this. I gotta go.
I was like, what? I'm going to have to call you back. And she was like, no, your response just made me feel so bad. I was like, no,
No,
first off, I wasn't
just
expecting that
Right.
in the middle of Kroger's
Yeah.
on a Tuesday. But
And I'm like, I sure my own gift 100%, so give me a second because I can't right now.
No.
Let me just.
no, I was shocked. I think I was
Yeah.
shocked. I think I was hurt.
Mhm.
I think the emotions that I never thought that I would feel when she told me that I felt, but it is because women are men are different, and women we get more attached, and it changes our thinking.
Yeah.
And this is her senior year of college, and she goes to UC, and she wants to be a lawyer, and I don't want her to deflect
Yeah.
from her path for some dude.
Yeah.
So that was my thing, like, no, time out, you
Mhm.
can't. But I think that's where my mind was going for that, like as a mom. But no, you're right, it does. And sometimes I don't care how many times you do it, it does.
Mhm.
Sorry, but have you ever had moments of self-hatred?
Oh yeah, and then you said what caused it.
Yeah, what caused it?
Mine was with my kid's dad. I was with him from high school and for 8 years. And I think that I hated myself after staying for too long. Like getting beat on and my baby seeing it and stuff like that. I just felt like it was too much.
Mhm.
So that's it.
Yeah.
You want to go today too, right?
Yeah, I'm about to-
Because mine ties in with her, and then I can be done.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not yet, but have you ever?
Have I ever had moments of self-hatred?
And what caused it?
Yes. What caused it was, I guess, was my mom.
Mm.
Because, like, I wanted to wear my natural hair.
Oh, I remember that conversation.
And she was like, no, that is not, that's not it. So when my hair not done, that is like,
Thank you.
Mm.
but like in college, I've met people who wear their natural hair. So I tried it and I liked it. And then I went home with my hair like that. And it was a big thing. Everybody was cash apping me. Everybody was paying for your hair appointment.
Mhm.
Everybody was like, I could get you in.
Mhm.
It was just like, no. And everybody was like, are you okay?
Girl, I would have took all them cash apps and went shopping and still went home with my hair natural.
So I get my hair done. And the reason my hair wasn't done was because I didn't have no money.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the girl was like, well, I could do something. And that was what she did.
Something. Self-hatred, yes. So I used to hate my skin complexion. I am the darkest of 3 girls. Even my mom is lighter. I am the only left-handed person in my entire family. And then when we moved to Ohio, I was the darkest of all of my friends. Mind you, I grew up in Vegas, so I'm gonna be dark. Moving
Yeah.
to Ohio. And then I went to a church, and so me and my sisters, all of our names is SH. So Shandora, Sharika, Sherelle, all SH. It's easy to get us confused. We all have the same initials. And we went to a church, and in children's church, my nickname was the Black Child.
Mm.
So for years, I hated my skin complexion. I hated being dark. When I finally started liking boys, they didn't like the dark skinned girls. It was the light skinned girls. Like it was just like a whole thing. So yeah, I hated my skin color for a long time.
So crazy you said that because I like dark skinned men. I don't even like light skinned men, but light skinned men like me.
Mm.
It'd be the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
I'm just attracted to not white because my boy's light skinned, but I'm attracted to dark skin. It's weird.
I hate my like dyslexia and learning disabilities because it fucks up on emails, on communication with even wife and bosses, all of that. So I do hate that.
Thank y'all for sharing. Okay, we're gonna close my circle. So can everybody close their eyes? Take a deep breath in and repeat after. Well, blow it out.
Right.
Repeat after me. I am loved.
I am loved.
I am seen.
I am seen.
I am worthy.
I am worthy.
Thank y'all.
Nice. Oh, can I get yours?
That was good.
That was good.
That was really good.
I'm gonna do mine real fast
Okay. That's good.
because it's definitely not set up like how everybody else's is.
You made your own.
Yeah. Okay, where is your?
And you can turn it in on here too.
Where is everybody?
Oh,
Online, call them online. Say, y'all better come to class.
I did, and you was on class, and I was talking to you, and you wasn't.
On this? When was it
I told
on?
everybody to join my Zoom.
When? On Zoom,
My
you
last
said?
a little bit slow. I'm not even gonna hold you.
no, you're good.
On Zoom?
We're not going.
Is it gonna let me click on it?
Yes, you want to finish yours Friday?
Press.
Huh?
It doesn't really press.
Oh,
Oh my bad, what you say? You coming to class Friday? Am I coming to class Friday? Which class?
she's not in this class.
I'm in the.
Oh.
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 You didn't know it was Friday.
That's when I'm-
She's leading her group
It's
again.
self-care.
Okay.
You go down.
I gotta go.
I don't mind when she said it was short class. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go.
The groups are
time
interesting,
you gotta be at work?
especially if you
I
like
gotta be
them.
here at 2.
I'll go.
Okay.
Just go. You can watch the live, the
I'm gonna
YouTube.
join YouTube.
All right.
See you. Thank
See
you.
ya. Don't work too hard.
I think I'm almost at my burnout stage, but I got 1 free day tomorrow, so I'm
Nice. Okay. All right.
All right, so I created my group completely on my own, with no internet help. So let's see how this goes. All right, so my group is called the Peaceful Journey, and it focuses on self-care. So that's why I was saying it ties into what you were talking about. Okay, wait, how do I?
Enter.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the definition of self-care is the practice of taking action to improve one's own health. It is the way an individual cares for themselves to ensure they are healthy and happy. This includes activities that engages throughout one's life, as well as focuses on a healthy lifestyle, preventing or managing illnesses that may arise. So the mission statement is to educate and teach individuals in our community how to ease and relax from their daily stressors, to give encouragement and empowering like-minded people how to be the best version of themselves by challenging their daily thought process. So how does healthcare and mental health go together? When taking care of your mental health, you are also improving your physical and emotional health. You are becoming more resilient and making it easier to find ways to manage life stressors in a healthy and positive way. Self-care is important because we all play a part in each other's mental wellness. Do y'all agree or disagree?
I agree.
So then I found a picture that says, taking care of yourself doesn't mean
I like it.
you first, but it means you too.
Mm-hmm.
So like, we don't always have to put ourselves first, but we do have to do for us.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to do assessment. This assessment will provide, it's going to give us a chance to look at what we currently do and make any necessary changes. Because I feel like as a college student, a parent, and someone who works about 65 hours a week, self-care is like the last thing that I do. So for the assessment, what does self-care mean to you? And we just openly talk about this.
I mean, I think it's just taking a breath for myself and giving myself.
Thank you, ladies.
Giving myself just the ability or the time I need to like maybe like refresh. That makes sense.
Okay.
Bring myself back, you know, because sometimes I get overwhelmed, overstimulated, I'm grumpy, I'm just very snappy. I don't like being like that with my kids. Like, but when I'm tired, I'm like that. So that's when I know, like, okay, you need to take a second. I don't care if I gotta go to the park, but you need to go breathe.
Yeah.
Don't open that laptop. Don't do no homework. Like, and sometimes I have to remind myself. That's what it is.
Okay. What does self-care mean to you?
Mine is like growing my own food. And that does include breathing. It does include stretching and moving and getting outside and eating well.
Okay. What does it mean to you?
I skip class because sometimes class can be very overwhelming for me. So I just don't come. That's probably my biggest form of self-care right there.
Okay. What does it mean to you all online? What is self-care to you? Self-care to me is anything where I can just relax. So that means if I'm doing my nails, if I'm polishing my toes, if I'm braiding my hair, if the kids are gone and I'm just sitting in the house and it's peaceful. I don't watch TV, so I don't have to have noise around me at all. So sometimes just quiet is my self-care. They haven't answered yet online. Okay. How do you currently take time out of your week to ensure you are maintaining your wellness?
I don't.
You don't.
I
Okay.
definitely don't.
You
At
don't.
all.
It's not growing season, so I haven't yet this, until spring. And I did plant potatoes Saturday. I meant to do it with the kids, but I bought them. I was like, I'm going to forget this if I don't do it right now. So I ran outside, I put them in the ground, and that was my self-care.
I feel
Okay.
like I have to allow myself to feel a burnout first.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
I don't like that. And that's
Mhm.
something.
Yeah. So I have just started doing self-care. It's a new journey for me. I never have done it before. However, I found myself cussing out everybody. And it's not a good thing. But I literally found myself like, and it could be simple, like my kids would be like, what are you cooking for dinner? My answer, food. Like I'm gonna make sure you eat
Yeah,
food.
not but they hungry.
Yeah, like food. I'm gonna make sure you get something to eat. Just food. No, you're gonna eat. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like, that's when I know I need to step away. Because I don't sleep, so I'm usually up.
All right.
No, I can be up for like 4 or 5 days straight, no sleep, doing work, doing homework, doing projects with the kids, whatever. Because I'll get to the point to where I'm just going, and I get irritated. I'm like, dang, I haven't slept in 4 days. They said online, self-care means to me keeping yourself, whether physical or mental. I agree. My self-care is making sure my feet and nails are done every 2 weeks. Yes, I have just started that. However, I used to do it myself, but I've now started going to the shop so that I can just kind of relax.
Yeah.
And then where I go, they serve, like you can ask for a glass of wine or a slushie or something like that. So what's stopping you from developing a healthcare routine?
For a little bit, I wasn't getting my hair and nails done because I just didn't have the money.
Okay.
Like I'm a
Money.
college student. I got kids, they come first. So what I want or what I think is can be put on the back burner, I will let go.
Yep.
I think I'm just lazy. Like I
Lazy.
think sometimes I just don't think it's that important.
Mm-hmm.
So I just always like push it back, like, oh, I'm gonna start. But then
Yeah.
I don't ever.
So they said shopping is best, getting a retwist. Yes, getting a retwist used to be life. However, I used to do my own, so it wasn't relaxing. All right. So those are just the 3 questions that I have. Next is that's the wrong one. It's really a reflection. So we don't have a lot of time to discuss, but I want y'all to think about these things when you develop your self-care routine. What is the first thing that you do in the morning?
I get my kids dressed.
You get your kids dressed.
I be on my phone. I got
On your
this
phone.
app.
Okay.
It's hard, yeah. I did this for the first time ever, maybe because our middle child's throwing tantrums, but he was still sleeping this morning, and everybody else, like wife and oldest and youngest, were in the kitchen. I went and like laid with him and just prayed, and I haven't done that in a while. Like he was just sleeping, and she said he came out in a good mood.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They said online, use the bathroom. Yes.
We didn't get to do that yesterday. They held us
Yes.
for 4 hours in that damn place. And I
Wow.
almost busted kidneys.
Aw.
Yeah, so for me, the first thing I do in the morning is I try to just lay there and get my mind together and think about my day and try to process before I wake my son up. He gets up at 6, so I'll get up about 5. I get about 4:30. I usually go to the gym at 5, and I'm home by 6. So, but when I first wake up, I do just try to lay there and let my mind catch up with my body.
Mhm.
Last thing I do before bed. So last thing that I personally do is journal. I've learned how to journal and write out my feelings, so that I don't go to bed with a lot of stuff on my mind, because I realize that when I do that, I don't sleep good.
Mhm.
I sleep, but I'm not rested.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I talk to God. Like I just lay on my pillow and talk until I fall asleep.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
The last thing I do before bed, sometimes I just drink wine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just need a glass of wine after a long day.
Wine is good. Yeah, I do that too.
So I
Yep.
can wind down.
Yeah, I do that too.
I listen to podcasts. I don't know if it's good or not.
Yeah.
but I listen to stuff.
Mm-hmm. When I am taking care of myself, it makes me feel good about myself.
Typically, while I'm doing it, I feel guilty.
Me too.
But
Like,
then when I'm done, I feel good because I know
Yeah.
I feel better. But doing it, being in the act of, doing something for myself, sometimes I feel guilty.
Yeah. Very good. I'm with you. I feel very good when I'm doing stuff for myself. I used to feel guilty. Now I don't. I've gotten kind of past that stage. I don't feel guilty anymore. I feel good because I can't give my kids the best version of me if I'm not the best version of me. So, like a reward. Yes, a good, and we deserve that reward. Honestly, we do. What is your favorite self-care activity, if you have one?
I love to walk.
Walk.
Yeah, I love like
Walking.
going to the reservoir and just walk.
You don't have one?
no.
Okay. That's all right. That's what this reflection is for, so that you can get one. You said yours was planting
Garden stuff.
and garden, yeah. So
We
mine
had a
is
big
not.
grant for it.
Mine's not necessarily garden, but I repot my flowers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So repotting my flowers. When my kids see me do that, they know to leave me alone. Because I go outside on the patio, and
Yep.
all of my plants are out there, and I think I have like 18 to 20 plants right now.
That's awesome.
And I just be on the patio with my AirPods in and my music, and they won't ask me for anything because they know if they do, they'll get in trouble.
I kill plants.
Really,
That's
I
a
love
learning
them.
process
Not
though
a
too.
green thing.
Yeah, it is. I love them. It's the most peacefulest thing, and people think I'm crazy, but I'm repotting and I'm talking to the plants, and I'm just like, oh, you're so beautiful, and you just bring so much peace, and that's like my thing now. Used to, I would just hurry up and do it, like, oh shoot, let me hurry get this done before it dies. Let me do it and get in the dark, and so I'm going by my day. But now I will take a Saturday, and that's just what I do. When do you know you need to stop and take care of yourself? Like at what point?
When I'm burnt out.
Yeah,
When you're burnt out.
I usually be already burnt out, snapping at the kids, or just feel drained. I don't want to get up off the bed, or I'm just mean. Like I'll confirm around with just be. I'm not a mean person, so when I start noticing that I'm being mean to everybody, I'm like, something you need to give yourself a minute.
Yeah. What about you? When do you know? When do y'all know online?
Like a lot of mess, like when I do see the stack up of things all over the place everywhere, and I'm like, I need to stop and clean up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another one of mine is when my house is dirty or out of order, because I literally have OCD. So when I let it go, I'm like, oh, you've been overwhelmed for a second because you ain't even noticed that this is a mess.
Yeah. So they said online, feel drained and don't feel like myself. Self-care is completing a daily devotion. Yes. So I know when I need to stop when either I haven't not had sleep, when coffee no longer works, or when I can't control my emotions.
Yeah.
And that's usually my breaking, when I can't control my emotions, because I know I'm getting ready to go left really fast. So I have to, like some nights I would put my daughter to bed at 7:30. She goes to bed at 7:30. That way I can, because my 14-year-old he's self-sufficient.
Yeah.
My 6-year-old is not. So I can get her to bed and I can just relax. Whatever I need to do to unwind and relax for that day. How do you feel when you're stressed?
I'll be anxious.
Anxious?
Agitated, overwhelmed, depressed.
I can't
Irritated.
breathe. I can't get a deep breath.
Yeah, I have
So it's like anxiety.
attacks, yeah.
Yeah, anxiety.
And then I'm like, ooh, I'll be all over the place.
Yeah.
I literally feel crazy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. When I feel stressed, I don't really know how I feel, or when I'm stressed, I don't know how I feel. I just know I'm going. I'm going and I'm not thinking, and I misplace everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where are my keys? And they're in my pocket. Where are my glasses? And they're on my forehead.
Yeah.
Like, do you have your shoes? And my daughter will be holding her soccer cleats. Like, everything is just out of place and out of order. And I'll sit something down and I'm like, crap, where did I put it? And I can't find it for days, and it'll be on an honor board.
Right.
Or I'll start putting like the milk in the cabinet and the cereal in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Like, because
Stuff like that.
yeah, because I'm just going and I'm not really thinking. I'm just going. All right. So here are some examples of self-care. So I did this slide because one, I'm bringing self-care group to my employer. So that'll be a group that I will be teaching.
Awesome.
So I wanted to do it from scratch.
Yeah.
So I use you all as for feedback. So if I need to change anything or do whatever. But I also think self-care is important because we all are in mental health, and mental health is everywhere. It's not just at work. If we work in social work, it's not just at school. It's everywhere. It's in sports. It's in nursing. It's like everywhere there's mental health. And I just feel like if you're alive, you need to focus on self-care. So one thing, you said you like to walk, so enjoying the nature. When it's nice outside, I now take my dog for a walk. He's only 7 pounds. He hates walking because he's so little, but I make him go for walks with me now. Connecting with family and friends. Every other week when my kids are gone, I now go out. I did not used to. I would sit at home and I would do homework all weekend. Or I would still work and talk to clients. Or I would just be in the house like, oh, I need to wash, I need to clean up, I need to do this. One of those nights I'm going out with my friends, whether we going somewhere or I'm just going to sit at their house.
Right.
I'm leaving my own place. I do cuddle with my dog now. Like I said, I don't watch TV, but I may turn on some music, like some jazz or something, and we'll just cuddle on the couch.
And that's good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good for him. But he thinks now that he can sleep with me because I do it. And I'm like, no, goodbye.
Yeah, like, get out of here.
Yeah, that's a little too much.
Uh-huh.
Extracurricular, join a book club, a hobby. I crochet. My mom crochets, so I had her teach me how to crochet. So that's something that I've picked up. I journal a lot. I have tons of notebooks because I journal. I enjoy live music. So a lot of these are things that I do. So I wanted to incorporate it so other people can start, because it doesn't take a lot and it's free. And then sleep. That is one thing that I don't get, and a lot of people who are busy do not get sleep.
True.
And even then we're like, oh, I'm gonna take a nap. And we always hear, oh, you only need 15, 20 minutes. No, you need to sleep until you feel rested.
Yeah.
Because we all sleep. In 15 to 20 minutes, I'm just now getting to sleep. So
Yeah.
I don't feel rested in 15, 20 minutes. Like, no, I need to actually sleep until my body feels rested and recharged and I'm ready to go and have the energy to do so.
Have you ever like taken a nap and woke up and your head hurt because you woke up too fast?
Mm-hmm.
Like I did that yesterday. I took like a 30-minute nap where I spent And I woke up so quick because I had to go to work, and I was like, God.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And this is my last slide. So this is self-care and just what works for you. So these are just different things. Some of them I talked about. Dr. Chalk talked about a healthy diet. That's really good. I am learning a healthy diet. Hopefully y'all learn a healthy diet. It's really hard.
It is.
A lot of times I never think of some like professional.
Mhm.
Like professional support as healthcare.
Mhm.
I think that's now important. Like the more I read about like my professional support and who I can call to dump stuff out on professionally. Because I think anything mental health, you take it home with you.
Mhm.
And so I find myself doing that and then I can't sleep or I can't eat or I'm trying to figure out a situation that I can't figure out because my client done caught me crying or whatever. And so now I have someone I can call like, girl, I don't even need advice because I know what I need to do. I just need to get off my chest so I can chill. And so this, if y'all want to screenshot it or whatever, I can email y'all the PowerPoint if y'all need it. So I feel like this will be something really good and it does really tie into yours, which I really love. Because I feel like we all need to practice better self-care.
Mhm. I was going to send you the self-care PowerPoint we had from graduate school too, so you can add or.
Oh, yes, please. Please. So hopefully y'all liked the presentation. Sorry, it went over time, but
I like it.
Yeah, we only went 16
I'm glad
minutes
I
over.
came.
I'm
Thank
glad I
you.
didn't have a client at 2 today. That was perfect.
oh yeah, 'cause you're usually rushing.
I know. I feel like I'm rushed everywhere I go.
So I can email if y'all want what I have thus far. But that is it. Y'all got any
Yeah.
questions?
No, thank you.
Okay.
It was really good.
Thank you. Ooh, I'm trying to close out of it. I don't know. I'll let you
It's
do
okay.
it.
She's a little bit special.
Just probably how mine is too. Oh, shoot. Well, thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have to rush my kids. My son has track practice. So,
Nice.
yeah, I take my daughter to school at 3:30.
Do you want me to end it?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, my kids are here.
Bye,
That was a
y'all.
long one.
Wait, how do I end it?
It's usually the red button.
Oh, I
picked
see.
him up and then his friend is staying with us for a few days. It's his parents.